Peace, love, and blessings. This is the Sacred Empress Alitash, your melanated Mayan mystic with the white wind wave spell. Let's get into it. When I talk about a wave spell is a span of time, 13 units or stages. It can be 13 days, 13 moons, or 13 years. The Mayan number of 13 is very sacred. It's not a static number, but a description of movement shaped in a waveform, a process of ongoing creation. 13 tones that shift daily, monthly, or yearly. By following the token or the Mayan calendar, 260 days, 20 wave spells, this connects us through to nature. We can track and shift, or we can track shift for ourselves. We can learn a lot and embrace our power as well. And when you hear wave spell, I like to refer to those tones as a spirit energy. This is what the wave spell looks like. And when you deal with the Mayan calendar, you're going to be dealing with action. And these wave spells, day by day, allows us to tap into an energy that will naturally align us and allow us to ascend. These are the 13 tones. If you're listening on a podcast, you will not see them. Um, but these again are the 13 tones. Now, when I refer to the white magnetic wind wave spell, this is the refinement wave spell of the enchantment cycle. The enchantment cycle, by definition, is of giving ourselves a feeling of great pleasure or delight or the state of being under a spell by magic. But this is an enchantment that we do on ourselves. And the enchantment cycle is a 52-day period that teaches us about how to prepare our mind for future manifestation. There is a blueprint based on the foundation. We have a initiation, a refinement, a transformation, and a ripening wave spell. These are the blueprints so we can enchant at any time. The enchantment cycle is the only cycle where in the foundation you don't see it. You see the red, you see the white, you see the blue and the yellow, but you don't see enchantment. And that's because enchantment is happening within us at all times. So when we talk about the white wind, it is a white sign. So we know that this is about refinement. These 13 days are about making adjustments, about organizing, about making things pure and detoxing. So when we talk about the white wind, it's about communication, it's about breath, and it's about spirit. So we are going to be doing a lot of communication. Most importantly, with enchantment, we are communicating with ourselves. It's what we say to each other. I'm sorry, it's what we say to ourselves. We cannot, however, overlook the fact that we communicate with people all the time as well. So communication is just going to be a focus that we're going to utilize to ascend because we communicate all the time and in many different ways. This particular wave spell is about the breath. So it's about breathing. Breathing is important because when we are consciously breathing, we are taking in more oxygen. It does a lot of beautiful things to our body. But most importantly, it gives us the opportunity to connect from our animal brain and kind of tap into the thinking mind. And this allows us to take a breath, to take a moment, and to respond appropriately to energy that is being shifted toward you. And we also have to talk about the aspect of spirit, which I believe is twofold. One is we're naturally communicating from spirit, whether spirit be our higher self, whether spirit be God, Jehovah, Jah, universe, these spirit and the communication and link to spirit is so important. It gives us the idea that we should always be communicating on a higher level, and that any communication that's going on at this time is going to be extremely important. And that also brings me to the time cell, or the time energy of input. This means that we're going to be taking in a lot of energy from our outer environment, and it is up to us to control what is coming in, whether what words come into our ears, where are they coming from, excuse me, who are they coming from, what we see, what we take in, what we're eating. Um, these are all important, because what comes in is also not going to just input, but it's going to inform. So that means whatever we put inside us is forming things inside of us. So thought patterns, feelings, situations within our body structure. So we definitely need to be mindful. When we tap into the magnetic tone of purpose, this is the spirit energy that begins the wave spell. And this is important because we need to understand what we're vibing with and what we are already one with, because this vibration will attract our purpose for the first, or not the first, but the next 13 days. So you want to be observant of what important things pop up, because they're going to dictate your next 13 days. So we have a what I call a crew that supports us with the white wind. So it's going to give us indication of some things we need to do. We need to have a plan. So if you're communicating, what are you communicating? What is the purpose of your communication, and where do you want your communication to take you? Behind the scenes, there's a blue storm. So there's a transformation that happens when we communicate, and it's up to us to understand that there's an energy that we're going to put effort toward, and it's going to power us through the communication. So it's important to understand also that the blue storm will bring the emotions. So our emotions are going to be involved. It's going to be up to us how we handle the energy that that storm brings up. Then we have the yellow human as a challenger and a gift. So the power of influence. We have influence over other people. We have influence over ourselves. In the enchantment cycle, it is most important. It is tantamount that we use the right words to influence our spirit, that we tap into our wisdom, and that we use our free will for our upliftment. And last but not least, we're guided by the white wind. So again, we're going to be guided by how we communicate, how we take control of our breath, and if we take a breath or not, or if we just instantly respond to a situation. We always have to be mindful of the end result, and then also to remain tapped into spirit. What's also important is that this is a galactic activation portal. So, what does that mean? That means that a portal is open to get from one place to another. In terms of the enchantment cycle, you want to get to a place that you've never been before, filling yourself and lifting yourself up to a different place. The energy in a within a galactic activation portal is intense, it's more amplified. That lets us know that the time is active right now. And so this particular key 222 is an intention portal. This means that the energy moves from us or from earth to spirit. So this is the time that we pray. This is the time we do our rituals. We send out our requests. We have our ceremonies. And just know if you're born on this day that your energy is very, very powerful and very, very strong. Now, when we look at it from an astrological standpoint, the planet Uranus rules the white wind. So when we communicate, we may tap into this rebellion. We may tap into unpredictably being different from what we normally do and tapping into our eccentric side. So it's important when we're dealing with our communication, again, that we take that deep breath and that we use our breath because it can stir up many things and it can allow us to be different. It can allow us to rebel from the mental prison that we have put ourselves in. It will allow us to reform ourselves and allow us to move in ways that we've never moved before. Another planet that's of influence is Saturn. So when white wind came into its power, we were in the planetary hour of Saturn. This is very important because it gives us key information into what is going on. So we can expect delays, but we don't want to see delays as negative. Delaying means you give yourself again that chance to take a deep breath. I like to think of delays as states of grace. There's something that you need to see right now. So allow yourself to be delayed, to not move forward so that you can see something that you need to see right now, right here. It's important to work on your order. Are things in order? Do things need to be more structured? Do you need to be more patient? Are there restrictions? And things need to be slow. Do not move fast at all because within that slowness means things are able to move at a pace which is more natural. The white wind is in the earth family of core. Core means that you get to the core of a situation. And when you're communicating, it's important to get to the core of a matter. You're going to literally be able to mine the tunnels and extract the important parts that you need to have and leave everything else. That's a key point in communication as well. Take out what is vital and leave the rest. So, the chakras that we're going to be dealing with during a white wind wave spell is the heart chakra, first of all. That reminds us to tap into unconditional love. It reminds us to be accepting of ourselves and of other people and to forgive ourselves and other people. Some crystals that help us tap into the heart chakra are jade, rose quartz, malachite, and peridot. Some herbs and essential oils and flowers that you can use to tap into the heart chakra are lilac, violet, elemi, and rose. I cannot speak enough of how important rose is. Rose oil, not that the other ones are not good, but rose oil is great at helping us to ascend to a higher vibration without having to wait for our body or mind to catch up. So you definitely want to put some rose oil in your repertoire. Rose essential oil, pure, neat, which means it is not put into a carrier oil. The other chakra that we're tapping into is the crown chakra. This means and allows us to understand that we're connected to everyone. connected to everything. To focus on again acceptance, which is a thing within the two chakras, to accept ourselves so we can accept other people, to surrender when appropriate, and know that we're connected to everything. And because we're connected to everything, we can reach everything. Some oils that help us and herbs that help us are lavender, clary sage, and violet. And some crystals to use with the crown chakra are amethyst, diamond, and clear quartz. Thank you for listening to the White Wind Wave Spell. I hope that that was useful. Some other services that you can tap into are my Mayan Moon calendar subscription program and the enchantment cycle. And if you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube or TikTok, make sure you like it, repost, share, subscribe, all the beautiful things. I just had to stop in the middle of this to let you know these are tools that can help you. The calendar subscription takes you on the journey of the Mayan calendar every day for a month. And the enchantment cycle taps you into the Enchantment Cycle Club. You get a booklet which explains all the wave spells. We get together and go over the wave spells in depth. You get to work on your enchantment. And for those people who are in the Enchantment Cycle Club this time around, you're going to have access to some special subliminal um, programming to help you move forward in your goals. So the enchantment cycle and the Maya Moon calendar subscription, make sure you are following me in all of the social networks. Let's move on. So we can't talk about the Mayan calendar and me being Alitash and not talk about the moon. The moon is always important as it lets us know where our emotions are, and we tap into our emotions to manifest and to do other things. So the moon is going to be in these signs during the white wave spell. She's going to be in Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo, where the last quarter moon is going to be in Pisces, which is today, and the new moon is in Gemini on the 6th. So these are going to be key directional points within the white wave spell. We can expect some interesting and deep communications to definitely show up during these two phases of the moon. So if you're one of these signs, um, as your energy is being renewed, in those signs, you definitely want to pay attention, especially when these days show up. So we already talked about some of the programs that I have going on. The Maya Moon Calendar subscription, the Enchantment Cycle. The Enchantment Cycle is one of my favorites. It definitely allows us to empower ourselves and take control, which is very much in keeping with the White Overtone Wizard, which is the focus of the year. And these are other places that you can find me social media wise. This is my PayPal and my online store. And if you are able to see this, you can tap onto the QR code and you can get access to all of my social media online store and all good information that you need. So I'm the Sacred Empress Alitash, your melanated Mayan mystic. Be very mindful of what happens today because it is setting the scene for the next 13 days. Peace, love, and blessings. Have a great day.